Oh boy, how's it going, everyone? Badger here, and I just finished watching Rebel Moon. I wasn't going to do it tonight because it's nighttime when I'm recording. Spoiler. But the only reason I did was because Gary from Nerdrotic was having a members only watch party, and I said, "Oh, screw it! This will probably be far more palatable." And I was right because I don't think I would have made it through it if I was watching it on my own. It's Ooh, okay. Let me try and get into this while my thoughts are somewhat fresh because literally about 10 minutes ago we just finished it and it ended abruptly. Like someone's talking and then boom, black screen, advertisement for part two. Movies all over the place. If you were to have a drinking game where every time you recognized a scene from another movie, you'd be dead. You'd be dead halfway through. So many things. Harry Potter, Star Wars, obviously, because this was originally going to be a set, but like direct things from Star Wars. Seven Samurai, Magnificent Seven, Harry Potter. Again, like there's literally a buckbeak style, like a hippogriff. We were making jokes like, "Oh, make sure to bow first," and the guy literally bowed. All of the characters, I couldn't tell you one name right now. I don't remember one name. Where even an hour in, no one really cared about anyone. Uh, no one. The characters got barely any set. Again, it was like someone. It's like you were watching. Literally, it looked like a video game, like a bad with a weird filter. No matter what planet they were on, it looked like you were. And then it felt like, okay, I'm watching someone play a video game, but they're not doing any of the main missions. They're only doing like the miscellaneous, not even the side quests. They're doing the miscellaneous open world quests where there's just nothing. And then they're just going around and getting the companions, but they're not actually doing. So an hour and a half in, I'm like, can you do a main mission or something? Can you do something with these characters? Because you're accumulating them. But and then he starts killing them off. And it was like, you haven't even really introduced them. So now there's a bunch of these weird, what is supposed to be an emotional payoff, but you don't care about any of the characters because they were shallow introduced. So there's a bunch of these weird. So now you feel really, and you feel disjointed, and the movie feels disjointed. Doesn't know the tone is all over the place. Sometimes it's supposed to be serious, and all of a sudden someone does something that's a joke, and then the vice versa of that happens. The fight scenes are bad, bad. Again, I don't know who their stunt choreographer was, but we're talking like CW fight scenes, and not even the good CW from the first couple of years, but like the most recent last iteration of CW shows. And it's just, ooh. And they're using that technology where it's like a quote unquote real set, but they've got that screen wrapped around it that the Mandalorian introduced. And a lot of times it looks good in the Mandalorian, but for some reason here is just super obvious. And I get it. CGI is a problem in a lot of different movies these days because they're spread too thin, but it was noticeable. Music, the sound was good, and I like all these actors. It just did not like their roles. Again, couldn't remember really the basic plot. Is there's a big evil empire that is trying to take. Originally, they say they're looking for rebels. Haha, spoiler, rebels on a rebel moon. But really, they're just trying to get food from this farm planet. And the main character, who used to be a soldier in that army, you come to find out, what explains does explain how she has super strength, and at like five and 100 pounds soaking wet, she's body slamming guys. But it does explain far more than Rey ever did in Star Wars how she has all this training. So I didn't have a problem with that. It was a little interesting when she's body slamming and throwing people around. Buck 50 at best. Buck 50. She'd be lucky at buck 50. Buck 50 soaking wet and holding several weights. So yeah, I wasn't a fan, and I guess I want to say I'm a fan of Zack Snyder, but now that I think about it, the man hasn't made what I think is a good movie in quite some time. 300 Watchmen, I guess, is his best. This is just, it's not good. I did not like Army of the Dead. I like Batman versus Superman and all that, even though I fundamentally disagree with a lot of his decisions. And the only palatable version of that is the extended cut. God knows this probably has a lot of the same problems, where the reason it felt disjointed is they cut out probably a bunch of crucial scenes. But I don't think I even want to see an extended cut that fixes those. I'm good. I'm good. I don't even think I want to watch a part two. And as for you, my lovely audience, that I respect your time. No, I don't even. I would not suggest watching this. If you watch the first 10 minutes and you go, I'll wait and see if it gets better. It doesn't. It doesn't. If you didn't like the first 10 minutes, you won't like it all the way up until the last 10 minutes. Let me know, what do you think? If you watched this, take the full 2 hours? Did you tap out? Did you recognize all the same scenes from other movies? I mean, this essentially was just a 2 hour setup of characters that you end up, at least in my case, not caring about. I was rooting more for the enemy half the time just because they were the more developed character. And even they were on the nose with their Nazi uniforms. I don't know. It smells like what it is. He tried to make a mediocre Star Wars movie, which is saying something that even Kathleen turned him down. But Kathleen Kennedy said no to this, and she was right. He just made a lesser movie, made a bunch of lesser scenes from better movies and strung them all together. Just go watch Harry Potter and Magnificent Seven and Seven Samurai and all that. You'd be better off watching those than you are watching this. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.